Over our 25-year journey, we have walked and we've run. We have stumbled and picked ourselves up. But we left no lesson unlearned. Because learning is what we're all about. It's in our roots. It's what keeps us growing. Yvonne Manjon was a charismatic teacher living in a time when education was a privilege. She knew learning opened doors. In 1962, she took over the running of Chiswick House School in Slima on the island of Malta. For years, Yvonne devoted her passion and energy to Chiswick before eventually passing it down to her family, her daughter Bernie, son Stephen and daughter-in-law Marguerite. It was entrepreneurial Marguerite who saw an opportunity to rent Chiswick to English language schools during the summer. Soon, captivated by what she witnessed, Marguerite thought, we could be doing this ourselves. She dared to dream bigger. So in 1991, the European Centre of English Language Studies was established, and over the following 5 years, the business began to develop. Then, Marguerite's son Andrew, who had been living, working and learning abroad, returned to Malta. He brought home a cosmopolitan craving to take things further.
It was almost accidental that I actually got involved in EC, and I basically fell in love with this industry. I realized that it was a very fragmented market. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of schools dotted around the world. Certainly at the time there were many schools operating in Malta, and I felt that this was something that was ripe and ready for us to start building on.
Now, with Andrew as an investor, EC's dreams grew even bigger. We wanted to reach out to students around the globe and teach them the language that would help them to exchange ideas, to grow, to connect, and to succeed. Helping international students succeed in a global community became our focus. We knew how important it would be to have the right people with us.
I can never forget, our first class in Marguerite's, that was Andrew's mother's house. From there we were transferred to Tashbish, in this apartment in Tashbish. And I never forget our first windfall of students, 300 students in summer. The teachers were the ambassadors of our school, and they were the face of EC. It wasn't just a business, it was education. I've retired from EC feeling a deep sense of satisfaction.
I joined EC in 1991, and I joined as a teacher. During my years in the sales department, I found out how important it is to keep your word to the agents. We all made a very conscious decision to deliver what we promise and not make promises which couldn't be delivered. We always referred to the EC way of doing things, and we felt that it was something that we did through our hearts and through our minds. We did it with passion because we really loved this company.
I have started with EC 10 years ago as a student. Soon after, actually immediately after the course, I started working with EC, putting all my knowledge into practice, which was really challenging for me at that time. For me, who moved into Malta 10 years ago, it was very comforting knowing that every day coming to work, I will meet people I can really trust, people who are always here for me, and we really are a family on all possible levels.
The EC family was growing. The new millennium celebrated EC becoming one of the largest players on the island. It was time to expand our horizons beyond the island shores. We moved to the UK. In May 2002, we had our first international housewarming at EC Brighton, in the centre of Britain's favourite seaside resort. By 2002, we had made it to the UK. But after a great British summer, the winds suddenly changed.
So taking that first step outside of Malta was, I would say, one of our biggest steps ever. And it came with a lot of lessons that we needed to learn. We acquired a school that had been, facing some difficulties out there. We came in there to try and turn it around, to try and make it work. We needed the support of the team in Brighton. But we also needed support from our agents' partners. For them, this was something completely new. They knew us, they respected us, and they loved working with us in Malta. But they had no experience of EC, being a school that was operating outside of Malta as well. As the organization grew and became more successful, I think one of the key things we needed to stay in contact was humility. Being humble and remaining humble so that we could continue to listen.
We needed to keep ourselves grounded while maintaining our ambition and momentum. We put all hands on deck. In 2004, we opened EC Cambridge. We were the only language school in the centre of one of the world's most prestigious academic cities. The following year, EC London opened in the heart of the English language learning capital. We now had 3 schools in the UK.
I fondly remember my first office in London, which was actually in a recording studio at the basement level of our school in Covent Garden. And in fact, we refer to it as the bunker in the school. It reflected the values of EC, of humility. My journey at EC started around 17 years ago, if you want to call it my love affair with EC, symbolically on Valentine's Day in 1999. And that first year was great fun. I had a reputation for going to work in shorts and flip-flops and a whole bunch of earrings. I think something that's kept me engaged in the organization is the culture of meritocracy that we have. Somebody such as myself could join the organization as an accountant and is today running the organization. And it just goes to show that even though this is a family-owned business, if you work hard, if you perform well, you can succeed and grow and take on a leadership position in the organization.
Our brand was going global, but we still held on to our family values. We realized the strength of this combination. In 2006, South Africa was buzzing. It had just been awarded the World Cup, and we were on the next plane. We fell in love with Cape Town's vibrant spirit and opened a school soon after, quickly becoming one of the top players. The next stop had to be the US. We aimed for New York. If we could make it there, we could make it anywhere. But the world was still recovering from 9/11. Our attention turned to Boston, America's academic heartland, and our first foothold in the US. San Diego followed. Then, in 2009, we finally got our big break in New York. The door to the Big Apple was opened by Mrs. Butler, a wonderful 90-year-old widow who trusted us to take over the school her husband had loved so much. EC New York was now open in world-famous Times Square. After that, we grew fast, opening a school almost every 9 months. By 2015, we had 18 schools in the world's most inspiring cities.
When I joined the company in 1998, we were a very small company. We had one location here in Malta, but we had big dreams. So we have some really fabulous locations. We have in all our centers is just kind of unique look and feel. Every student who arrives at EC will find the latest technology, both in the classroom. Every classroom is equipped with electronic whiteboards, for example. But the teachers and the students also have other tools available, such as EC Online, which is a learner management system where students can track their progress as they go along. We wouldn't have been able to achieve the success of EC without the support of our partners. They've been truly instrumental in growing this business.
In 2014, remembering our roots, we began providing a new pathway to academia for our international students, this time on university campuses in the US. We challenged the boundaries of English language learning and kept up our dynamic momentum, setting the tone for the future. Dream big. Prioritize people. Stay honest and humble. Keep moving forward. Never stop learning. These are the lessons that have helped us become who we are. We will continue to grow our list of destinations, to provide more on-campus training, to venture further online and into more languages. We will keep helping our students reach their potential. Our schools, our people, our ventures and achievements speak for themselves.
I stayed for 3 months, I studied English. And the experience was so nice that the year after I applied for an internship. And the internship was so nice that the year after I decided to start working for Easy School.
I can learn English and also I can meet a lot of friends all over the world.
The teachers here have been amazing, very nice teachers. And I think I have improved my listening, my writing, all my skills.
EC's success is definitely down to its people. It's thanks to our people that we have been able to achieve and continue to achieve what we achieve today for our clients and with our agent partners. And on the note of people, one cannot forget the person that planted the first seed that allowed this organization to get to where it is today. And here I'm referring to my dear mother, Marguerite, who did plant that first seed, who did have that first vision of EC becoming an organization that could deliver the services it delivers today around the world.
We've seen that education opens doors and passion provides the vision and courage to walk through them. In 25 years, we've come a long way. 5 countries, 3 continents in the world's most breathtaking destinations. Are you ready for our next chapter?